Friends, this is Shri Vidya. Welcome to my channel on Cardiac Essentials. Heart disease is like nowadays found in most of the 98% of population, or diagnosed with either minor to moderate to high level of cardiac disease, heart diseases. So because of, basically I would say because of the stress levels, every day, whether it is day-to-day thing or professional or personal life, stress is inevitable. So what we are going to talk today is the ECG leads, that regularly when we go for ECG, the leads, they keep the ECG leads to take the ECG, and sometimes what happens is misplaced ECG leads. If the technician is not proficient in what he is doing, is not really efficient, and if the ECG leads are misplaced, particularly the precordial leads V1 and V2, if the V1 and V2 are being misplaced, then if it is placed like too high, then they can create misleading patterns in the ECG. That will be showing false serious cardiac conditions like heart attack, myocardial infarction, or pulmonary embolism, or Brugada syndrome, leading to misdiagnosis and incorrect treatment. So it can also show such as limb lead reversals, can cause issues like a flat line, pseudosystole, or low voltage readings. So one has to be very much aware of the ECG leads while taking where to place it, how to place it. They should have a thorough knowledge. It's not like the technician is just a trainee and comes in, he just knows to switch on the monitor and place, okay, this is, I have to just place the lead and take out the reading. Then even if the doctors are really great at diagnosis, it will be based on the investigations. And when we talk about cardiac investigations, the baseline is on the echo and ECG. So we have to check for clues like abnormal P wave, morphology in V1 and V2 are very, very, very crucial for accurate interpretation and safety of the patient. So today I'll be talking about some common misplaced leads and their adverse impacts, So when there is a high placement of V1 and V2, this is a very common issue where there is an incomplete right bundle branch block. So which is nothing but a pattern resembling this kind of condition may appear with a high placement of V1 and V2. And if there is an anterior T wave inversion, it can suggest a ischemia, which will be a totally false finding with a high placement of V1 and V2. Or if there is a septal Q waves, it can mimic previous heart attacks. And now talking about the ST segment elevation, it may falsely indicate acute myocardial infarction and P wave changes, which points to negative or lost P wave, and V1, V2 can signal this error. So one has to be very careful in placing the leads. The technician or doctor has to be very well aware of all the ECG leads, how they are placed, how the reading is done, So there are a lot of patients with severity and non-severity. So the knowledge of the technician is a must, because diagnosis is based on the evaluations, investigations. So next is the limb and lead reversals. Swapping limb leads can drastically alter the ECG. So right arm, left arm reversal results in negative P and QRS waves in lead 1, and reversal of a limb with a neutral lead. Now, this again disrupts the Enthoven's triangle, causing distorted signals potentially low in voltage or pseudosystole, that is a flat line in the lead. This can, again, why this matters is misdiagnosis is playing with life, and which is really very dangerous. So incorrect findings can be interpreted as evidence of serious heart conditions, leading to inaccurate diagnosis. So the technician has to be completely aware of what he is doing while taking ECG. So anything false, it's a life of the patient. So delayed or incorrect treatment, again, false positives may lead to unnecessary tests and even delay the what is really important treatment that is required, like immediate care. Or misplacement could mask a true problem, leading to withheld treatment. And it will be very harmful to the patient. When the ECG is misinterpreted due to lead misplacement, can directly harm patients by causing them to receive inappropriate care, or they might miss on some crucial interventions. So what do? We have to ensure the labs you are going is well versed with very good efficient technicians. So one has to be carefully, they have to check whether verify the electrode placement, whether the electrode are placed in the right positions. They have to check all electrodes are in their correct anatomical positions, which many a times in small hospitals this has become a very common practice. I don't want to name the hospital, but one of the small hospitals, one of the patient had come from there. They were complaining that the technician had kept the lead, and when they asked them if they are qualified, they said no, they have trained where to keep the lead and just to switch on and switch off the monitor. Please, well aware. I'm not blaming anybody, but what I'm saying is the technician has to be really efficient, and the lead placement is very crucial for correct analysis of the ECG. So an abnormal P wave in V1, V2, such as predominantly showing a negative P wave. So what it raises a suspicion of misplacement, or a flipped or unusually inverted ECG pattern might indicate a limb lead reversal. So one has to be very careful. So some patients who have got like a large breast or breast implants can physically impede voltage signals, mimicking conditions like myocardial infarction. So the ECG needs to be, if misplacement is suspected, re-performing the ECG is 100% required to see the correct lead placement. So only after correct lead placement, all the artifactual findings can be resolved. So it is a must when you are talking about the lead placement. It is a very much ECG lead misplacement, is a very big challenge, not only for the patients but also the doctors, because misdiagnosis can result on a heart failure. It can be life-taking. So ECG can be misleading, and when the lead wires are improperly attached during the ECG, the cable misplacement can produce ECG abnormalities, simulating like ectopic rhythm, intraventricular conduction disturbance, or it may point to chamber enlargement, or it might point to ventricular pre-excitation. So it can be simulating anything, or concealing myocardial ischemia or infarction. So one has to be very careful about how the leads are positioned while taking the ECG. So it can lead to a false ECG reading. Improperly, if the electrodes are positioned improperly on the patient, can potentially lead to mistaken interpretation. Then there will be misdiagnosis. The doctor will be going with an evaluation of the labs, of conditions, mismanagement, patient care. So when there is an inaccurate ECG interpretation, it can be a precordial electrode misplacement. So anybody calls a primary care physician, or they might simply say, okay, you know what, if it is asymptomatic, don't bother. Heart diseases or silent killers, please don't take it light. Sometimes it is very asymptomatic. You have to be very careful in it. ECG, echo ECG are great. And make sure the site is clean and dry, and make sure that the leads are not sticking. The leads are not sticking properly. You should see if the leads are sticking properly or not sticking properly to the patient's skin. There should be no oil, lotion, hair, etc. on the patient prior to electrode application. And the electrode must be firmly placed onto the skin when using the wet gel electrode. And pressure should not be on the center of the electrode. Many a times, the technicians, they'll put very less wet gel while using the electrode. Then they will say that, okay, the reading has not come well, let me put some more electrogel. Or they might try to put pressure to make the electrode stick onto the skin. So these are all mistakes, misleading ECG interpretations, leading to misleading ECG interpretations, which is a very dangerous fact, So where diagnosis is based on the evaluations. It can point to acute coronary syndromes or non-invasive, like it can be any arrhythmias. It might not give the correct readings. So there are a lot contained in it. So with the time constraint, I'm going to end my video here. If you do like my video, please you can subscribe and put a like. With this, I'm wishing you all a healthy life, and please take your tablets regularly. God bless and thank you.